I was getting paid hourly, like no matter if I was working or not. The boss was like in competition with her employees to deem you worthy of a raise. I don't know for how long she had been using that mascara wand, and knock on wood, is this wood? That's like sheetrock. Hey babes, welcome to a brand new podcast with your host, Jesicavxo. I'm just kidding, but I am doing another sit down video today. I got so inspired because this weekend I'm going to be speaking at LashCon. If you're not going this year, make sure you buy your tickets for next year and come. It's an amazing experience. I just got off of live with my panel sisters and it inspired me to sit down and talk to you guys about the pros and cons of being a solo lash artist. If you're currently working at a salon as an employee and you want to go solo, hopefully this video opens your eyes to what us solo lash artists go through and see if that's something that you can handle or something like that's the type of lifestyle you are wanting. And also, if you are a solo lash artist right now struggling, doubting yourself and second guessing your decision, hopefully this video opens your eyes as well and helps guide you in the right path for you. Quick little backstory, I am a solo lash artist. I started off at a lash lounge and I personally loved it. I liked that I can clock in and clock out. I didn't have to worry about buying my own products. I didn't have to worry about finding my own clients. I was getting paid hourly, like no matter if I was working or not. And about 90% of the time I was lashing, so I had a great time. The work environment, my boss, my coworkers, everything just felt amazing. I moved from Vegas here to Memphis and I applied at a lash lounge, which was completely different than my experience in Vegas. This lash lounge, aka she called it a salon, was way smaller than where I came from. In Vegas, there was about 60 employees in 2 locations. We had a morning, mid, and night crew. Over here, there was the owner, the receptionist, and probably 3 other girls apart from me lashing. I quickly realized I was not going to grow there and I dreaded going into work. The boss was like in competition with her employees. There was an incident where someone was complaining on Facebook about a certain lash artist, and instead of her being the owner and saying, I'm sorry, let me try to figure this out, she straight up started talking mess about this particular lash artist and saying, oh yeah, come to me, don't go to her. And there was another situation on my first day, which red flags should have gone up, and they did. I didn't last there long. I think I was there like 3-6 months, very short time, and I was like, I'm out of here. I go into work and there's one mascara wand. I give it to my client, my first guest, and I can't find another mascara wand. And I call the owner and I'm like, hey, where do you keep it? Probably in a separate room. Where's the inventory room? There was only one mascara wand. And she's like, yeah, that's the one you used. And I was like, well, I did use it and I gave it to my client. She's like, no, you're supposed to use that for all your clients. As a licensed, I'm a cosmetologist, but an esthetician, nail tech, you know that you're supposed to be using disposable items once and then tossing them away. So for the owner of this establishment to be telling me to use disposable items on all my clients that day, and I'm sure she expected for the rest of the week, the month, I don't know for how long she had been using that mascara wand, was frightening. And I just knew quickly that that was not the environment I wanted to be at. So I opened my own studio and I've been lashing solo for 4 to 5 years. Yeah, like 5 years. And I personally love it. It is not for the faint of heart. I'm gonna quickly tell you that. It does get lonely. And let's dive into the pros and cons. If you have been watching my YouTube videos since the very beginning, you know how much I celebrate everybody's unique journey. And I'm someone that, even though I see it as a pro, I know that someone might see it as a con. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to continue to say this is a pro of being a solo lash artist, but this is why it could be a con as well. Starting off with flexibility. As a solo lash artist, it is so flexible for you to move your schedule around. But then if you want to go on a vacation for 2 weeks, who's doing your clients? When I worked at that salon in Vegas and there were so many lash artists, there was someone else that can pick up your slack, quote unquote. When you are a solo lash artist, you do not have anyone else to rely on. It's kind of difficult for you to take long periods off. Let's say you're sick one day, you're gonna have to move those clients to a completely different day. And if you are pretty much fully booked, if you're a mom, if you're a wife, and you know you're sick, you have to move these clients, that is where it gets a little bit tricky, because your clients only rely on you and you only. With flexibility comes raising your prices when you see fit. If you are working at a salon, you are waiting for the owner or the manager to see your improvement, to deem you worthy of a raise. When you're a solo lash artist, you decide when you are ready to give yourself a raise. And that could also be a con, because it's like, sometimes it's scary. You're like, wait, do I deserve a raise right now? How am I gonna tell my clients that I'm raising my prices? And I am working on something that is going to help. Sorry, let me turn my volume down. I am working on something super fun that is going to help the solo lash artists be able to raise their prices. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, you're flexible with being able to raise your prices, add things to your menu. So if you like doing just classic lashes, you can take volume off. I don't know how it would work in a salon because I haven't worked in a long time. I know that sometimes salons kind of pressure artists to do full sets in like an hour, 2 hours, things like that. So it is a little bit stressful, you know. If you are working in a place like that, it might be a little bit stressful because you can't take those 3 hours that you wish you could to perfect your work, because you're working for somebody else and they're not as flexible sometimes. Sometimes they're like, this is what you're gonna wear, this is the products you're gonna use, this is how fast I need you to work, these are the hours I need you to work. Sometimes you have to work weekends, and the flexibility might not be there when you're working for a salon. As a solo lash artist, you are responsible for purchasing all your supplies, from lash wash, hand wash, lashes, adhesive, gel pads, everything under the sun that you might need. Solo lash artists need to purchase and keep track of inventory so you don't run out of a particular curl, you don't run out of adhesive, because you're a solo lash artist. There's no one else if you run out of adhesive. If you live in a big city, I believe Texas, California, Chicago, there might be like huge lash retailers in your city. I live in Memphis. If I run out of adhesive, I'm screwed. Okay, I can't do clients of that day. And knock on wood, is this wood? That's like sheetrock. Knock on wood, it's never happened and it's never going to happen. I'm pretty much on top of it. But in the beginning, it was scary. I had to learn to work with different lengths. If I was missing a particular length, I had to quickly adapt and quickly realize, like, Jessica, you can't, there's no one to rely on, only me, myself, and I. That's kind of a pro when you work at a salon. You don't have to worry about that. You just clock in, clock out. You don't have to worry about the restroom being fully stocked. You don't have to worry about nothing. The salon worries about that. I constantly refer back to my previous experience because I have heard, like, when I go on Instagram Live and people start telling me their stories and their experiences and what they're going through at their salon, they tell me sometimes otherwise. If you're working at a salon, they provide everything for you. You are just clocking in and clocking out. It's very different for solo lash artists because, again, we have to have retail for our clients, like aftercare. We have to have literally everything you see, like what I'm sitting on, this I purchased. I built my studio out by myself. I purchased my recliner, my glam core lights, tweezers, everything like I had to do, which also falls onto I have to be on top of my schedule. When you are working at a salon, you don't really have to worry about that. So if you are just getting out of beauty school and you are trying to figure out which path you want to take, I would highly suggest you starting to work at a salon so you can get that experience. If you're in beauty school or you already got out of beauty school and you have like a supportive partner, parents, you've saved up a bunch of money that you're able to put down a bunch of money into your own space and invest into your own studio, get the licensing that you need, get everything on your own, and you're a hustler and you know that you are going to have clients, you're going to find clients, by all means, become a solo lash artist. If you are an introvert and you're like, I don't want to go work at a salon, it's just like you want to be your own boss, it is doable. Like, I can totally see if you have a good supportive system, or if you've budgeted, if you're good with your own money and you believe in yourself and you are going to put your all into it, I definitely see you succeeding. But if you're someone that is not a risk taker, that is a little bit more worried of the outcome, someone that doesn't have a lot of time to give right now, especially in the beginning stages of opening up your own space, and if you're just starting off with like being a licensed professional, you're a mom and you're like, oh my god, this is a lot, definitely try to apply at a lash lounge, become a receptionist, and dip your feet in to the lash community, or wherever your journey takes you. Dip your feet a little bit, because there is so many people out there wanting to hire. That is currently what I'm gonna do when I go to LashCon this weekend. I'm gonna sit in on a lot of panels, a lot of presentations on how to build a successful team, because throughout this video, like I mentioned, there's pros and there's cons, and I really want to have a great work environment. I want to have a receptionist that can greet my guests, and probably have another lash bed that someone could be lashing next to me. I can pour my whole heart and soul into, and you know, build a amazing brand, which that's something I'm working on as well, like building my brand, because right now it's just my name and I need to find a cute name to change to. But yeah, there's a lot more pros and cons. I could go on for hours and hours and hours. If you guys are going to LashCon, make sure you go to our panel. It's on Monday the 16th at 9:30 a.m. And also, if you guys have any further questions, if you guys are doubting yourselves right now, if you are struggling with anything, let me know in the comments down below. I will be sure to answer it for you guys. Go follow me on Instagram, because I'm live over there every single day. And not live, I post on Instagram every single day. I try to go live a little bit on Instagram, so if you ever catch me live, you can ask me questions there, and I am an open book. I will tell you anything that I've experienced. If I know, if I don't know, and I know someone that can help you, I'll guide you in the right direction. I'm here to help you, and hopefully, you know, be someone in your lash journey that helped you, inspired you a little bit, motivated you, and you know, guided you in the right path. But now I'm just speaking nonsense. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first podcast. That's so crazy, like thinking back to my sit down videos, I'm like, wow, those were all like podcasts. I do want to have a podcast in the near future, which I don't know when that will happen, but Again, now I'm just rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, don't forget to subscribe down below, hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.